Today's daf is daf Peites. We are going to begin on the second line of Peites and Aleph. Amar Rava. Amar Rava says, Yatzallah Shem Mizana Be'ir. If a rumor circulated in the city that this woman was being Mizana, Eichesh law, we are not concerned that the rumor is true with regards to her having the eligibility to marry a Cain. My time, what's the reason? It's assumed that people are engaged in pritzus in a manner that is not disqualifier for marrying a Cain. This statement is parallel to one side of Machlikas Tanaim. With regard to a woman who ate in the marketplace, walked with her neck stretched forward in like an arrogant manner in the marketplace, nursed in the marketplace. The halacha is Bekula, and the mayor imitates in all these cases that a mayor says that she has to leave her husband, since all these behaviors are considered as nus. Akiva says she has to leave him only once the woman who spin by the moonlight converse about her having relations, as this indicates that the matter is well known and accepted fact. He says if so, you're not allowed any daughter from Avram Avinu to remain with her husband. All wives will be forced to leave their husbands, as is common woman to speak Lashon Hara. There says because he has found something, the Ervas Davar. It says over there, in the mouth of two witnesses or the mouth of three witnesses, a matter shall be established. Just like as over there, Davar is referred to a clear matter. It's established through witnesses. So too, this matter has to be considered established by witnesses. It has to be a clear thing causing for divorce that was not established merely through a rumor. So our statement is in according with his opinion. If a rumor circulated that a certain woman, unmarried woman, is a bu'ula in Chesed law, we are not concerned that she may marry a Cain. If a rumor that she's a married woman, then Chesed law we are considered. Arusa, if a rumor circulated that she's an Arusa in Chesed law, we don't. If a rumor was circulated that she is Mekudeshes, but not the so-and-so, the man who was Mekudeshes her is not specified, a Chesed law would not concerned about that. If a rumor circulated that she was Mekudeshes in another city, then a Chesed law we're not concerned about it. Mamzeres, if a rumor circulated that she is a Mamzeres, the daughter born from an adulterous relationship, a Chesed law we're not Chesed. Shivcha, if a rumor concerned about that she's a Shivcha and Chesed law, we are not concerned about it. Similarly, if a rumor circulated Hikdish Pliny in the Chasiv that so-and-so was Makdish's property, he created Pliny the Chasiv, or let's say so-and-so was Mafkir his property, a Chesed lahem, we are not concerned about these rumors, and his properties cannot be taken away by the Gizbar or another person. Amar Lula says, the rumor mentioned in the Mishnah with regards to Mekudeshes is not referring to a case where people only heard an echo, where the evidence is as there are candles lit and beds made in the woman's house, as was the custom for brides, and people entering and leaving saying that Plainis is Kadeshes Hayim, so and so becoming Mekudeshes Hayim. So the Gemara asks, if people are saying Miskadeshes, if people are just saying that she's becoming Mekudeshes, what is the reason we're concerned? Perhaps she was not Mekudeshes at the end. The Gemara says, rather Plainis is Kadeshes Hayim. People are saying that so and so was Mekudeshes Hayim. So to Levi Tana Bryce, were not that they just hear a voice of echo. That the Shianidis Dilkus and Mitis Mutsas rather referred to a case where candles are lit and bathed and Nashim Tavis they are nearest Mechasloch. The women are spinning by candlelights and rejoicing for her saying, Plainis Miskadeshes Hayim, so and so is becoming Mekudeshes. Miskadeshes, for everything about Miskadeshes, maybe they never got the Mekudeshes. Or Papa, Ima Plainis Miskadeshes Hayim, rather say that they're saying that so and so was Mekudeshes today. If they made an explicit statement that the woman was Mekudeshes, this is a rumor that is Mekudeshes. If they did not make such a statement, then this is explanation mentioned in the Mishnah. Where it says, if they did not make such a statement, why is it considered an explanation? They did not say anything that requires an explanation. My answers did not mean that people did not say anything, but rather they did not say and not state unequivocally that the woman is Mekudeshes. This comes to the exclusion of Rabbi Ravuna, who said that the explanation mentioned in the Mishnah negates the rumor that even if circulates at some point from now until 10 days, after the rumor begins to circulate. The Huda have a master. Therefore, teaches us that only if the people do not say unequivocally that she is Mukadesh, is an explanation that negates the rumor. But if they said so, then Leva Master, this is not considered an explanation. Mission is not referring to a case where people only heard an echo, rather it's referring to a case where people say from weird that so and so here that this woman is Mukadeshes. Plainly, from so and so heard from so and so. And they Dayanim investigated the rumor, tracing the hearsay until they reached the clear matter and other eyewitnesses. Rama asks a question, Dover Haboder, if the Bezdin reaches a clear matter in Edus Maliyasi, this is a proper testimony, not a rumor. We're talking about a case, rather, Mishnah is not referring to a case where people only heard an echo, but rather it's referring to a case where people say from so-and-so heard this. From where did he hear this? From so-and-so and so-and-so heard this from so-and-so, and they went overseas, so the basic cannot investigate further. All of that, Maftilin color lim mavatlin. Do we avatal a rumor that was not substantiated by the basin, or we did not substantiate it? We did not mavatal it. When it says that the rumor is not treated stringently until the basin hears from avowed witnesses, which indicates that the rumors are generally treated mekal shramina mavatlin color, we are mavatal the call. So Rabbi says to Madarav on the contrary, have a kale from the fact that Shesha says and even if the basin hears it from a woman, it's considered a kale, a rumor, indicating that rumors are treated stringently. So we see that we don't mavatl. Amarle, so Risa says to him, Hasravasa. These opinions correspond to the local custom in two different places. Sudan Batan Kala and Surder. I'm about the Manadal, I'm about the Kala. Another I'm about the Kala. Now the Gemara says the story, Ahi, the Nafeg Allah. The Bar Beidav. There was a rumor circulating that a certain woman was Mukudeshes, a student Talmud Chacham. I said of Chama Lavua. So Chama summoned her father and said to him, Emily Heichi have Oivdi. So the father said to him, so Rav Huna summoned her father and said to him, tell me exactly how did the incident transpire. Father said that the student was Mukudeshes her conditionally with the condition that he would not go to the city of Bechazoi. And he went there, so he is nullified the Tanai. So Rav Huna said to him, Rav Chama said to him, since at the time the rumor existed, this explanation did not exist. It's not in your power to create the chazak of an explanation, therefore the rumor must be treated stringently. There was a rumor circulating that a certain woman was the Kaddish Ba'atzipa de Tuchla. There's a certain rumor that a woman was Mukadeshes with a man of dates. From where? Be'en de Be'shifa, from the springs of Be'shifa. Shachal Rav Ida Bar Avin Kamid Abaya. So Rav Ida Bar Avin sent the case before Abaya. So he says, what is the halacha, like in this case? Even if because if she marries someone else, people will not slander her. Rather, they will say that the Chum investigating her Kiddushin. It wasn't Shavapurple. There was a rumor circulating that a certain man was the Kaddish, was Mukadeshes, the Had Bimnei Planya, to one of the sons of so and so who had both adult and minor sons. So the son to whom she was Mukadeshes was not specified. So whatever Rav says, even according to the opinion that holds we did not Mavatal Kale. Here we do suppress it. And people will not slander, rather they will say that Aina Behuda Bonim Bekidushi. Chacham investigated the Kiddushin and concluded that the Kiddushi Katan Havin was Kiddushi Katan. There was a rumor circulating that a certain woman was the Kaddish Katan Nida Kagadol. There was a rumor there was a certain woman that was Mukadeshes to a minor who looked like an adult, as the boy was developed like an adult. There was a precedent. there was a precedent in which the Chachamim said that there is no concern that people will think that the woman is Mekudesh. Since the boy did not yet reach the division of Reuben, in other words, the competence of adulthood, as it says amongst the division of Reuben, were major resolves of heart. Therefore, Kiddushin is rendered entirely invalid, and there's no concern of Kail. In the Mishnah, that says that the rumor is treated seriously, provided that there's no explanation. The explanation mentioned in the Mishnah negates the rumor, even if it circulates at some point from now, the time of the rumor circulated until 10 days afterwards. So he says where there is a reasonable possibility of an explanation, we're concerned about the possibility of an explanation, even if it's not mentioned explicitly, and the rumor is therefore disregarded. So the Papa asked the question to Zvid, says provided there's no explanation, which is mashma, that explanation must be mentioned for it to be regarded. He says the Mishnah is saying that where there is the reasonable possibility of an explanation, the rumor is disregarded, even if it's not mentioned. And you do not hold the statement to be true about Tanam. We learned today Mishnah that the kasha that if a woman was Mekudesh after her husband was taken for the Rachach Baila, and then her husband came back, Mutaras Nafsher, she permitted to return to him, which would not have been the case. She'd been married, not merely Mekudeshes. Isn't this because we see that the second Kiddushin was conditionally that if the husband is found to be alive, the Kiddushin is batal, even though the explanation is not strictly explicitly. After the Shani husband, the Asi Baal Kamara, there is different, as the husband came and contested the Kiddushin, which shows clearly that he never divorced her and that her Kiddushin was a mistake, and therefore there's no need for additional explanation. If so, in a case where she married a second man, it should also be permitted for her to return to her first husband. Why did the Chachamim ask her to do so? So the Ma'at says, Nisis, in the case where she married him, the Avodah Yisura, since she performed the Isser action unintentionally by having relations with a man who is not her husband while she was married, that's what Rabban Chacham penalized her. Iskacha, in the case where she merely was Mekudeshes, the Lev the Yisura, she did not perform the Isser, because the Chacham did not penalize her. Ravashi says, any rumor that was not confirmed in Beis Din, so Lav Kola who it's not considered a rumor. Ravashi says, Kola the Basan Nisuin, provides any rumor that was spread about a woman after her marriage, the Chashina and Leah were not concerned about it. She need not leave her husband, as he did not divorce her. Other Basar Ederson, but after her Ederson, then the Chashina and Leah are Chashin. The Basar Ederson, Nami the Chashina and Leah, Elchsa, Allah feels the Chashina and Leah were not Chashish. Over here, Rabbi Rav the Shmuel, they sent Rav Shmuel, they don't teach us. Yasalav Kelmedishin. If a rumor circulated about a woman that she is Mekudeshes to her first man, and another man came and was Mekudeshes her, what's Allah? So he sent to them, she has to leave the second man, and you clarify the matter of figure out exactly what happened to me and inform me. What does it mean to clarify the matter? If you're going to say that if it is discovered that the first Kiddushin was not proper Kiddushin, we should suppress the rumor, they're reprimanding her to marry the second man. But is in our Shmuel's locale, and he said that we do not mevatel the kale. Rather, it means that if it's discovered that the Kiddushin, the first man, was a proper Kiddushin, she does not need to divorce from the second man. Mar says, and as a ruling that she does not need a second get from the second man, Shmuel disagrees. In the case of a married woman who extended her hand, they keep the Kedushim off and receive the Kedushim from another person, and she needs a get from him. Now, Rav Huna's opinion is based on the principle stated by Rav Huna. A woman who says that her husband, you divorced me, and she's believed, because a woman is not chutzpahdik to brazenly lie in the manner before her husband. Therefore, in the case of for Shmuel, the fact that the woman received money or a document of Kiddushin from the second man should be considered a sufficient basis for the rumor to be suppressed. If she were already Mekudeshes, she certainly would not have accepted the Kiddushin of her friends. The more says, and how does the other Chacham Shmuel disagrees with one related to the principle? Because he holds that Rav Huna's principle was stated in reference to a case where the wife says in her husband's presence that he divorced her, but when she is not in his presence, she does lie. Therefore, in the case brought before Shmuel, a woman may have accepted the Kiddushin of the other man because it was not in their husband's presence. So what's the halacha if they did not find a clear matter? They cannot establish with certainty whether she was Mekudeshes to the first man or not. The first man divorces her and the second man marries her. But if for the second man to divorce her and the first man to marry her, that's not permitted. My time, what's the reason? Also the Neymar, because people are going to come to say that the first man is remarrying his divorcee after her kiddushin. Therefore, if he marries her after she's divorced from the second man, people will conclude that to Isra Isa of remarrying one's divorcee after she was married to another man. He says the second man, for the second man to divorce her and for the first man to divorce her, it's also permitted. Meimar Omri, because people are going to say, I knew Rabbanim Megiddush, that the Chacham investigated the Kiddushin of the second man and they found there was a mistake. Gemara says, what's the halacha if the rumor is circulated about her having been Mekudeshes to this man, and then another rumor was spread that she became Mekudeshes to them? In this case, the first man divorces her and the second man marries her due to the previously mentioned concern that people will think that he is remarrying his divorcee after she was Mekudeshes to another man. Rabbi says, she's forbidden to both the first and the second man. One of them must divorce her while the other one can marry her. She is permitted to both. Tomorrow, it's Hashem, we're going to finish the Masechta.